everybody, I am super excited to be recording today's video for you guys as we're going to be making one of my favorite desserts. While on keto, I have been really good at sticking to my 2 meals a day because I do intermittent fasting in the morning, and if you want to know more about that, I'll make sure to link a video for you. But to wrap up my day, I'm a dessert girl and I need something sweet to eat. So it's really nice to be able to bake something to have on hand that I can really indulge in. What I am sharing with you guys today is my cookie crust fruit tart. It has a almondy sugar cookie crust with some chocolate, and then of course it is topped off with a nice custard and some strawberries inside, or whatever fruit you desire. In my opinion, this is an all year recipe. It really just depends on what you're in the mood for, but I love having different go-to recipes that are easy for me so that I always have a sweet treat on hand. So let's get going on the recipe. In this bowl in front of me, I have 2 cups of almond flour, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have mixed those together, and for now we're gonna leave it in the bowl. But in here, we are gonna mix my 6 tablespoons of softened butter with half a cup of whatever sweetener you prefer that may be keto friendly. I tend to use Lakanto. That is just my ultimate favorite. I find that it has less of a aftertaste or that cooling effect, so it is just something that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna add my butter in here, and then I will add my half a cup of sugar, and we are gonna stir that up in here until it is nice and smooth and combined. Now that my sugar and butter is combined in here, I am gonna add 1 egg as well as a teaspoon of almond extract. I really like the almond extract just because it almost makes it taste kind of marzipan-y, which to me, growing up in Europe, our strawberry tarts would always have a marzipan layer. So this is a nice way to achieve that flavor without actually adding in the sugary almond paste. Okay, now that those liquids are in here, we are gonna mix it up one more time before we add our dry ingredients. And once this is all mixed, you will go ahead and slowly add the flour mixture a little bit at a time until it all forms together. So now my dough has come together nicely. I am gonna scrape this off in here and put it in my pie pan. Now that I have my dough in my tin, I am gonna firmly press it down until we have a nice crust that is an even layer all around. Then we are gonna bake this at 325 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until that dough gets nice and golden brown on the edges. Now, because of the ingredients we are using in this, you will find that the dough is gonna puff up. So you may want to take a wooden spoon after and just push it down a little bit so that it's not so puffy and that we do have room to put our custard in it following. And once you are satisfied with that crust, again, make sure you just put it in the oven until the edges are nice golden brown. And when mine is complete, I will see you back here. My pie has been in the oven for about 25 minutes. It's nice and golden brown, but as I said, it is gonna get a little bit puffy. So I am actually just gonna take a wooden spoon and tap it down a little bit just to make sure that we have room for all of our delicious filling for when this cools down. Now I am gonna be doing a chocolate layer at the bottom, so we'll move on to that next. And then we're gonna make our custard, and then of course, like I said, top it off with strawberries or whatever desired fruit you have on hand. So here I have 2 servings of the Lily's chocolate chips, which is 28 grams. I am gonna cook this for about 2 minutes in 30-second intervals in my microwave, and just take it out and stir it up until it is nice and melted. Okay, and now that I have my chocolate all nice and melted, I am just gonna put it at the bottom and kind of divide it out so that we have a nice even layer of chocolate. Now that I've completed that even layer of chocolate, let's move over to the stove to complete the custard and then top it off with our fruit. Here we have our heavy cream, our egg yolks, our swerve powdered sugar, as well as some butter, And then we have our xanthan gum and vanilla extract. Now we are gonna go ahead and turn on the stove, and we are gonna bring that heavy cream up to a simmer. And then we are gonna take our egg yolks and our swerve powdered sugar and mix those together nicely. A few things to know about custard is you wanna make sure it never goes past a simmer, because you really don't want this mixture to curdle. It will make it kind of grainy. So it's really important that you stay at the stove top the entire time that you are making this. And honestly guys, it doesn't take too long. As you can see, there are small bubbles in my cream. So we are actually now gonna take half of it or so, mix it in with the powdered sugar and egg yolks just to temper it so that it doesn't become scrambled eggs when we add it on the stove top. Because we're not going to cook it for about 5 minutes until it starts to thicken. Again, making sure that it does not boil and that you are at a constant stirring. You want to make sure it thickens nicely, and once that is complete, you can turn off the stove. At this point, I added the vanilla extract, and then we will add our butter. This really just brings it all together and makes it this nice, fluffy, shiny custard that we are going for. Then you are going to add the xanthan gum to thicken, and make sure you stir it in really well so it does not get lumpy. This is the texture that you're wanting for your custard, and now we can go ahead and pour it on. I have gone ahead and added the custard to my pie, and now I'm just gonna chop up some strawberries and organize those on top. I will make sure to place my recipe as well as macros in the description below if you wanna try this out. And please let me know what you think of the recipe. Here you can see some beautiful images of this pie that we put together. It is even better when you leave it in the fridge for a few hours just so that it can nicely set, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Also, if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe and like this video, as I have a lot more content to share with you guys.